All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is Rosh, and you are watching FM9 Basics. This is a video tutorial series I'm putting together to help users program their Fractal Audio Systems FM9. This video series can be used in conjunction with my previous video series, AXFX3 Basics, as well as FM3 Basics. All these Generation 3 AXFX and Fractal units can all be used in very similar ways. So by all means, check out some of those other videos on this YouTube channel, as well as axfxbasics.com and fm3basics.com. So a little about myself. Once again, my name is Rosh, and I'm a guitar player and guitar tech out here in the LA area. I build and program a lot of guitar rigs for clients. Some of my clients include Steve Vai, Leppard, Melissa Etheridge, Perfect Circle, Bush, and more. So this video series is on how to program the FM9, and this video in particular is how to navigate your presets. So we're going to be talking about banks, we're going to be talking about using the preset function and all the different functions in there. There's not going to be a lot of playing in this one, but this one is mainly geared for just how to navigate through your presets. So let's just jump right in. So the first thing I did was, if I go into the tools menu right here, what you're going to see is that we're going to go to manage presets. And right here, I made 10 fake presets. There's nothing in these presets, but I just named them. And you'll see it's preset 1 through 10. And so if you look down on the unit itself, you'll see that you have presets 1 through 5 on the first bottom row in the green. And once again, we are using the presets factory layout right here. So in my previous videos, you saw how to navigate presets. So if you use these bank up and down switches, what you're going to see is that you get to bank up through different presets. Now, to select the preset, as you can see, it's flashing. The unit is waiting for you to select a preset. So the first thing that you're going to do is bank up to your desired bank and then select the preset. So in this case, let's say I want to select preset 6. So if I wanted to return to the previous bank, of course, I would go down one bank and then hit preset 1. So this can be a little bit confusing for a lot of new users, because a lot of us maybe want to navigate presets one at a time. Maybe we don't want to have this like, bank up to a certain bank and then selecting the preset function. Those are very common questions that I get asked by a lot of clients. So let's first discuss what the banking is, okay? So every grouping of 5 presets is considered a bank. So for example, these first 5 presets right here would be the first bank of the unit. Then these 5 presets would be the second bank of the unit. These 5 presets would be the third bank of the unit, and so on. Now, if you go into the FC edit menu and then this FC config menu, it'll bring up a lot of different options, but the one that we're looking at right here is the bank size. So as you can see, by default, it is a bank of 5. Now, if we change this, okay, so what I'm going to do is we're back in preset 1. And so if we change this, so let's say instead of doing 5 presets at a time, we want to maybe have a bank of 3 presets at a time. Okay, what you're going to notice is that, first off, you'll see that we have a lot of different presets down there. We're still on preset 1, but now instead of navigating through groupings of 5, we're going to be navigating through groupings of 3. So I'm going to step into the frame. Let's bank up to those fake presets that I have. So as you can see, we have a lot more banks just because we're only going 3 at a time. Still going. Okay, so now you can see preset 3 and all this, and you'll notice this really strange behavior here in the FC where you're seeing like preset 5 3 times. And the reason why is in this preset function, it's a select in bank. That means in this current bank, we want to select preset 1 of the bank, preset 2 of the bank, preset 3 of the bank. And then this defaults to 3 again, because you're selecting presets within the bank. Again, this can be very, very, very confusing. So a lot of users don't even really want to use this. They want to just go, hey, I want to hit an up and down button and navigate my presets one at a time. let's say, which is very easy to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this FC config. I'm going to go back to this banks of 5, and you'll see that this default menu starts freaking out right there. Okay, so first what we're going to do is, of course, we want to go 1, preset 2, preset 3, and in this one we want to select preset 4 in the bank, and in this one we want to select preset 5 in the bank. Okay, and then let's navigate back to this first preset. All right, so now if you look down on the unit, all is right with the world again. We are selecting preset 1 in the bank, preset 2 in the bank, preset 3. So again, to reiterate, if we go all the way back to the beginning, for example, you'll see that if we want to select preset 1 in this current bank, so remember this is the current bank that we're on, this would be preset 1, this would be preset 2, preset 3, preset 4, preset 5. And if we're in this current bank, we would be selecting preset 1, preset 2, preset 3, preset 4, preset 5, and so on. Now this behavior is useful if you want to navigate a lot of presets. Now, a lot of users maybe only have a handful of presets, or maybe you're in a touring band or an original band, and then you just have a set list built. So instead, I'm going to show a couple different options on how to navigate your presets in a much easier way without using the bank switches. So let's go back to the presets that I built. So let's just hypothetically say this was a set list. Okay. And again, this would be song 1, song 2, song 3, song 4, song 5, all the way to song 10. So instead of using these bank up and down switches and dealing with banks, I'm going to show you the preset function. Okay, so let's go to a blank preset, or I'm sorry, a blank layout. And this is a holdover from a different tutorial, so let's just reset that. So a lot of users ask me like, hey, I just want to go up and down one preset at a time. And then I want to have all my scenes here, maybe some effects, some combination of all those above. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to select these blank switches, in this case, switch number 9, and we're going to select the preset right here. So a lot of times users use the word bank and preset interchangeably, like they go, hey, I want to bank up and down through my presets. What you want to do is use this preset function. Okay, so that's the first thing. And then now we want to select the desired function of the preset. Now, instead of selecting a particular preset by the number, what we want to do is increment and decrement, however you pronounce that, presets. So let's say this switch, we want to go up. Okay. And then you'll see it's going to ask how many presets do you want to go up and down at a time? If you want to just go one at a time, +1 is great. And then these wrap functions and lower limit, I'll talk about in just a second. All right, so this preset, or this button, let's say we want to navigate downward through our presets. So again, we would select preset, and then we would select increment, decrement, and instead of going +1, we would select -1. Okay, and then we'll talk about and discuss this wrap function. Now, again, when we look at this can be a little bit confusing. Why is it showing preset 2? And, we're on preset 1, all these kinds of questions I do get asked a lot. Because what we're looking at is the mini display label. This is telling you that when you press this button, the unit will navigate to preset 2. Or if you press this button, the unit will navigate to an empty preset, which would be preset 399. So the next step that I usually recommend is you can either select the action right here. So what this is telling the unit is that if we select action, preset +1, that means you're just going up one preset. And then again, you can select preset action right here, and it's telling you you're going down one preset. So this is up a preset, down a preset. So let me demonstrate that really quick. You'll see my foot go into the frame. And what's going to happen is if you look into the LCD screen right up there in the upper left hand, right now we're on preset 1. If I hit this, we go to preset 2. We go to preset 3, preset 4, preset 5, and so on. So imagine this was your set list. You're navigating through each song. You play through an entire song. Once a song ends, you just hit +1 and it goes up through the presets. Same, and this is a really easy way to navigate through the factory presets. So for example, right now, if you look in the upper left, we are on the bass guy preset. Don't worry about the rest of the switches. We haven't programmed them in this layout. I would recommend viewing some of my other tutorials on how to program these buttons as different layouts. We're just discussing preset up and one. So for example, if we look in the preset list, the first preset right here is 59 bass guy. Then the next preset would be 65 bass guy, vibrato lux, and so on and so forth. So what would happen is if I select this button, I would be incrementing through each preset one at a time. And of course, if I select this button right here, I would be decrementing through each of the preset in reverse order. So for example, I'm gonna go to the next preset. So that's 65 bass guy. And as you can see on the screen, the next preset would be vibrato lux, and so on and so forth. And the cool thing is you don't have to really like do any extra tap dancing. You just press up and down and it goes to the next preset. This can be very useful, again, if you are in a band that's going to have like a very specific set list, or if you want to just navigate through maybe 3 or 4 presets that you use for a gig, or maybe you just have a couple sounds that you use in the studio and you just want to navigate through them. So, and again, you can just go up or down, doesn't really matter. And then of course, if we go to Axe Edit, it will also reflect that. So as you can see, it's going to slowly catch up. So we're in vibrato lux, and we do that again. Now we're into deluxe verb. Axe Edit or FM9 Edit will catch up, and so on and so forth. So this is a really simple way to navigate through your presets. I find it much more intuitive than using the bank functions. Most people won't need the banks unless you're using, a group of presets that you would want. This is a great way to navigate through your presets. Okay, so last but not least, let's talk about the wrap and the lower limit and the upper limit function. So personally, I find that I'm probably not going to use, 383 presets, right? These are all the factory presets. You're probably not going to use all of these in a gig. You're probably most likely using just a handful of presets, whether you build them yourself or if there's a bunch of factory presets that you like that you just want to use on a gig or when you're rehearsing with a band or playing at home or whatever. You may find that you only want to use a group of presets. Or, for example, if you are in a band that is doing a specific set list, you may find that you're like, hey, I only need these 10 songs on the set list, and I don't want to inadvertently hit a button and end up on a factory preset, which I'm not using for the gig. So these functions right here, the lower limit and upper limit, are really useful for that. So for example, if we look in those fake 10 presets right here that I built, let's just, again, hypothetically say this is your set list, or these are only the presets that you use for your entire gig or your entire studio session or whatever. Let's just hypothetically say you only use these 10 presets. So for example, you can see starting from 384 to about 397, about maybe 384 to maybe 391, 393. Those are my main presets. That's all I use. So that's about maybe 10 presets total that I use that gets me through every gig. And as you can see, some of these are song specific, just for different gigs that I'm doing. But let's just say hypothetically, preset 1 through 10 is your set list, your presets, the only ones that you're going to use. So what we can do is if we go into FC Edit menu, we can set the lower limit to those specific presets. So for example, what I did was I clicked here, the lower limit, and we want the lower limit to be this preset right here. Let's say this is the first song of your set list, or in my case, for example, this would be my main preset. So we select that. And then the next thing that we would want to do is set this upper limit. And the upper limit would be the last preset in your specific presets that you use. So again, this could be a set list, this could be your, custom presets you've built, whatever it could be. So now what we've done is we've set the wrap from 400 to 409. And then we want to do that also on this preset decrement button. So we're going to, again, click here, the lower limit, set the lower limit to the first preset, and then set the upper limit to the last preset. So now this results in a really, really useful behavior. So right now you can see that the unit is on the deluxe verb preset. Let's just hypothetically say this isn't a preset you're actually going to use. So when you hit this, it's going to instantly wrap to the last preset in your bank of presets. So in this case, preset 10. Or if you hit the upper limit, instead of going to a new preset, like for example, a blank preset right here, it'll wrap around to this preset. And the reason why is you have this wrap function right here. So the cool thing is, if you look down at the unit, you can just scroll up and down through your presets, and you don't have to worry if you're going to like leave your particular presets that you need. So again, if you're in a band and you have a specific set list, let's say these 10 presets is your entire set list, all you have to do is play song 1, then you play song 2, you play song 3, song 4, song 5, song 6, song 7, song 8, song 9, and song 10. And then if you hit up again one more time, what's going to happen is it will wrap around back to the beginning. Now, if you're looking at FM9 edit, of course, it just takes a quick second to catch up. The unit, of course, is, being manipulated with my foot, so that's going to reflect the changes first. But this is a very useful feature to just, use very specific presets that you want. And then at any point in the future, if you're doing a show and you have to, and, you're going to skip song number 2 for whatever reason, it's just as simple as just hitting up and down twice. So this, again, is a very useful feature to navigate through your particular presets without using the bank function. So this seems to be a pretty common use case for a lot of different clients where they just want to go up and down through different presets. Now, again, we have set the lower limit and the upper limit to these specific presets right here. I'm using this as my hypothetical band set list or my main presets. In my case, I set the preset up and down to, maybe these presets that I need. Now, if you want to revert back to the behavior where you can scroll through every single preset, let's just say you want to audition some of the factory presets, or you want to just you're practicing at home and you just want to try out new sounds. All you have to do is, again, for each of these buttons, set the lower limit and the upper limit as the entire unit. So the lower limit right here is 0, 0, 0, and then the upper limit would be the last preset right here. And again, we want to do that in this preset minus. So again, set the lower limit to the 59 bass guy, set the upper limit to the last preset. And again, you'll see that I can navigate through all the presets. If you look down at the unit, I'm navigating to all these other random presets that I can do, and so on and so forth. So you can select here, 59 bass guy, and then you can use the preset up and down functions to audition some of these factory presets. And then FM9, of course, FM9 edit will, of course, catch up momentarily, and so on and so forth. So that's going to do it for this tutorial. That's going to cover some of the preset navigation and bank navigation functions. I highly, highly recommend that if this is type of behavior is something that you need on your unit, use the preset function. You don't have to worry about bank sizes. You don't have to worry about messing with this. This is definitely, I find, a lot easier and a lot more common for most users. So, all right, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys need any help programming your FM9 unit or your Axe-Fx unit or your FM3 unit, I do remote sessions. Feel free to contact me or leave a comment below if you need any help. And if you have any subjects or videos or questions that you would like me to cover in the future, by all means, feel free to leave a comment as well. I do my best to get back to everybody as often as I can. So other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.
I'm falling with you, I'm standing with you, got it all in my hands, but I don't know how to breathe. I'm walking outside, taking